Hey, I'm your host, BKP. I'm sending a quick text message. Like I told you, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm here with my co-host, George. As I told you this morning, we're going to try to get the GOP chair of Northampton County, Pennsylvania, on the phone. She is a small business owner, so first thing in the morning, she doesn't know what she's facing in her business, and she may have to handle things. That's what small business owners do. So she is going to try to call in. So I'm sending her a message now, seeing if she's going to be able to. But anyhow, she's a small business owner, and we're going to try to get some information on the ground. Now, Northampton County has 300,000. So she is the GOP chair of that county and involved with the Trump campaign and knows what's going on there. 60 miles north of Philadelphia. She is. They have 300,000 people in that county, so they're working it 7 days a week. If she can call in, we're going to take that call and hear exactly what is going on the ground in PA.
Excellent.
And we're ready and set up.
We're ready to go, yeah.
George, good morning.
Good morning. Listen, I have a question. I'm in an age that's slightly older than you, but did you people spend your entire formative years memorizing rock songs? So important to the advancement of our civilization. I'm just wondering, just asking. You know, I came out of the 40s and I remember the Andrews Sisters and that sort of thing. Yeah, you know, even I have the 40s on my satellite radio in my car, so and my wife likes it too. I'm just wondering.
Okay, did you say what you wanted to say?
Well, you didn't answer. You didn't answer. Yeah, I said what I wanted to say.
George, hey, you know what? From time to time, a guy's got to have a little fun.
Got to do what he's got to do. Yeah, but you guys sat here and argued and contested one another or tried to guess songs. I'd never even heard of some of those people before, let alone know the songs and the words or identify a song with two notes.
Well,
I can identify Jaws.
Do we get a call over there?
I can
get your headphones
I can identify Jaws.
Okay, we have a guest coming live on. Plug them right in. If this is Miss Stover. Okay, plug them right in. Are we there? Turn me up. I don't have audio. She's not very loud. Okay, you good? We good? Can you hear me, Miss Snover? I can't hear her. I'm talking. I can't.
I got red here. What does that mean?
Huh?
Can you hear us?
Lee, are you there? No, I don't have any audio on our call. I have no audio. Are we good? Stay tight with us. Are we good? Hang on, we're trying to get our caller hooked up here now.
Should have been done. Should have been ready for her.
Are we good?
She's hooked in.
Are you there, Lee? I know we changed it.
Lee, are you able to hear? Hey, are you able to hear them okay?
Okay, hold on. We'll try to get our caller on the line. Stay with us, folks. Stay with us. Okay? I have to be able to hear her. Okay, are we going to be able to get our caller on here? Why don't we go get the guy that knows how to get our caller on here? Huh? Okay. We're going to try, stay with us there. We're going to try to get our caller from Pennsylvania on the line and get this, just having a minor earphone audio problem. I think it's after our last guest, the congressman here. So bear with us here. I'm your host, BKP. We're trying to get some information from the state of Pennsylvania this morning on what's going on the ground with some of the recent polls and the activity. We do not want to take the word of the mainstream media. We want to get some direct information. So hopefully we'll get somebody in here to get our caller live. So caller, bear with us if you can hear us. We hope you can. Bear with us, George.
After Trump's speech last night, Fox News started telling me what they told us. what he said,
Right.
their interpretation. So I went to CNN and just to see what they were saying, and they hated him. They were just eviscerating his speech as a loser. So I couldn't. The first person was Van Jones, that
Right.
black guy who's a communist.
Can we get, do we have the audio going? Where's the guy that runs the audio?
There it is. We're on.
Are we on? Lee, can you hear me? I can't hear her. I can't hear her. I can't hear our caller. Can you hear us? Okay, we're gonna try to readjust our audio here, and I hope our caller can stay with us here and get it corrected. But I can't hear our caller right now. So George, the polls, what I'm concerned about is, yesterday the Trump campaign added on a communication director here in Georgia.
Yeah, but they also reduced the Manafort's role.
They didn't reduce it, George. They changed it. It's not reduced. Manafort's role is not reduced. That's what the media wishes for you to believe. Manafort does not want to be on the campaign trail 7 days a week on the campaign trail with the candidate. So, I just, it's not been, and that's what I heard this morning, it's not been reduced. They've switched some things around and they got somebody on the campaign trail that wants to be there.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay, you sure?
If we're not going to be able to get the caller, we'll just have to try to call them back or something if we've not lost them. Where did Lonnie go, may I ask? Let's try to get the caller back on the phone in a minute. Or is she still there, or what are you doing? Okay. Are you going to be able to get it worked out to where I have audio? Okay.
Hello?
Let's take a brief break. Folks, don't leave us. Let's take a brief break, get our audio cleared up with our caller, okay? And we'll be right back. So don't leave us. We're going to get our caller on here. We want to find out what's going on the ground in PA, so please don't leave us. Let's go to commercial, and we'll be right back.
Okay, let's get this.
Okay, we're back. We apologize for the delay. We do have our caller. Let me set this up, and I hope you stayed with us. We're back here. This is Fetcher News. Good morning from the office, BKP, with my co-host, George McClellan. I have on the line Lee Snover, and Lee Snover is the GOP chair in Northampton County. Let me just say something here, folks in Pennsylvania. Northampton County has a population of around 300,000 folks, 300,000, 60 miles north of Philadelphia. So you are not getting a mainstream media view of the ground in PA for the Trump campaign. You're getting it straight and direct. Ms. Stover, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Sorry about our little technical difficulty. It may have been my fault, which you know me very well. It could end up being my fault when this is over, that the technical difficulty, but I apologize for that. George,
That's okay.
don't look at me like you think it's my fault, George.
It's where the buck stops.
That's where the buck stops. What's going on in PA? I don't believe the polls. Let me set my side up and then you just hit us with it, because we need to help Pennsylvania. And I'm going to tell you what's going on in Georgia. You tell me what's going on in PA. What's going on in Georgia, Ms. Snover, is this right here. Is they're trying to get you to believe that Georgia is in play. And the reason they want to get you to believe that Georgia is in play is because I'm going to give the scenario right now. When Scott Walker was running, they were trying to recall Scott Walker. Georgia is the kind of state that will put buses together. About 10 buses went to Wisconsin and went door to door knocking on doors for Scott Walker during the recall. They know that Georgia will load buses and head to PA and start doing door knocking or whatever you need done. So you tell the people in PA that is the reason they're making Georgia look close. What say you?
Yes, that is what they're doing. They want Trump to be worried and his campaign to be spread out. This is psychological warfare at its best. The media's mantra right now, or their narrative, is to get us to say that he's done in PA, that he's lost PA, and he's pulling out of PA. I had a reporter from Philadelphia call me yesterday trying to get me to say that. That is farthest from the truth.
Stop. They're begging you to say that.
Yes, they are trying to get me to say he's pulling out of PA, and that is not true at all. We are fired up as ever. The volunteers are working as hard as ever. Trump signs are flying out the door, bumper stickers, buttons. My phone's ringing off the wall. It's not true. It's all psychological warfare to suppress the vote. The reporter called me, okay? He was trying to convince me Trump is leaving PA. That is not true, because the day before yesterday, I had a call from the RNC looking for office space, opening up the Trump office in the Lehigh Valley, which is 3 or 4 counties in Pennsylvania. They're opening up a new office here. They're not leaving Pennsylvania.
Well, okay. Now, give me a little bit of your role. I know you're not officially with the campaign. Now, you were a delegate for the state of Pennsylvania to the RNC convention, and you are the current chair of Northampton County, which has 300,000 citizens in it. But what exactly is your volunteer role and some of the people you've been able to communicate with in the Trump campaign?
Well, I'm a very big go-to person for Trump in the Lehigh Valley. Even though I'm only the Republican chairman for one county, the Lehigh Valley covers about 3 counties.
Oh, it's over 1 million people.
Yeah, and they're looking to me for the whole Lehigh Valley. And I've been in touch with several volunteers, the Trump campaign, Trump representatives, the RNC. I just happen to be a person they gravitate to. I seem to be able to get some things done. I'm a non-paid person, but I'm working hard for Donald Trump. And I got to tell you, PA is still very strong for Donald Trump, because Hillary Clinton was back in Philadelphia 2 days ago. Why? She just was here a whole week for the Democrat convention. Why did she need to go back to Philadelphia? Because the polls are not true in Pennsylvania. They're not polling new people. They're not polling the new Trump supporters, the Democrats that switched to Republican in Pennsylvania. There is an underpolling going on here. So people are suppressed in Pennsylvania. But she would not be living in Pennsylvania if she was 10 points ahead in the polls.
That's right.
I thank you very much. My co-host here, George, just gave you a very good affirmative. That's right. She would not be back. Why would she be in Scranton? Why would she be? You know, the next thing that's going to happen, we're going to see her out in Latrobe, PA, drinking a Rolling Rock and fall down the steps. I'm telling you the truth, because here's what I said, Leah.
Wait a minute. In PA, we drink Yingling.
Yingling. I'm sorry. Just saying.
Okay.
Well, you know, Latrobe, it's Rolling Rock, and then you get out of Pittsburgh, you got Steel City beer.
We drink Yingling here, too.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, Lee, let me.
It comes from Schuylkill County, in my district.
Schuylkill County, your district, they drink Yingling. Let me just say this, okay, real quick, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I've got our Georgia viewers and what I'm going to do. Now, I got a call yesterday, campaign the Trump campaign has hired a communications director in Georgia. And Jennifer Hazelton called me yesterday. And she's the communication director, and she's going to start coming on a couple times a week. She's going to start getting me guests from the campaign, and she's going to start working that angle here in Georgia. But let me say this. Somebody asked me about PA, and I said, let me tell you something. Out in western PA, around Pittsburgh and those counties, Washington, PA, all of those counties around that area in western PA, I said it's very Democratic, but those Democrats were really not on board with Mitt Romney. He was too polished. I said, but those guys and ladies out there drinking Iron City beer, even though they are Democrats, they like a guy like Donald Trump. I think he's going to win the west part of that state very large.
Absolutely. All we have to do is cut into Philadelphia. We're not going to win it. We're never going to win it. We just have to cut into it. The counties around Philadelphia, if we can pick up those counties just a little bit for Trump, we're going to be fine. But you know, when this reporter called me from Philadelphia yesterday, he asked me after we talked about Trump not pulling out what I thought the story was. I said, the story's the media. I said, you're the story. The fact that you're having to carry the water for Hillary Clinton. She's been around for 30 years. If she's so wonderful, why are you having to destroy Donald Trump and win the election for her? Because she's not so wonderful.
What'd he say?
And you know, as soon as I mentioned it with the media, he said, well, I'm going to conclude our interview. I said, whoa. I said, as soon as I said it was about the media, you wanted to conclude the interview. I said, this is what's going on. I said, the media is over the top for Hillary in destroying Donald Trump and not talking about the issues. The last three speeches Donald Trump gave were absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, they are.
On the economy and on security and last night. And that's not being talked about. I said, if she is so wonderful, you wouldn't have to do this. You have to do it to cover up the corruption and to cover up that she does not have any successes in political office.
Well,
And then he had to go. Of course he had to go. But I didn't let him go. He goes, what else do you have to say? And I talked about what Trump talked about in that economic speech, which was phenomenal for small business.
yes. Well, let me say this, because I do know you have the ear of about 1 million population. I do know the work you're doing. I see everything. It looks like you guys are putting signs together, begging people. Do you need help, like door knockers? Do you need phone callers? What help do you need?
Yes, we would love to have help for door to door. We
Door to
think
door.
the phones are just not effective anymore. A lot of people have gone to cell phones. A lot of people have call block. The phones are not as effective as they used to be. We are doing boots on the ground. We've been going out door to door every Saturday in targeted areas by the RNC, knocking on the doors and actually engaging with voters. I engaged with a lot of minority voters 2 Saturdays ago, trying to get them to ignore the noise, look at the issues, and trying to pull them away from Hillary. We're actually going to some independents and Democrat doors, besides soft Republicans that don't vote every cycle, that we need to pull out. So we want more bodies that can go door to door. Our county is trying to hit 1,000 doors a week. We hit a few hundred on the weekend, and then we have some full-time volunteers going out during the week. We actually have these really nice lit bags we give out with information on Donald Trump. We actually put candy in the bag to attract people, to attract kids, to give the bag to their parents. So we have a great plan going on, but we would love to have more people to be able to go door to door.
Okay, well, let me just say this, because I agree with you. The phones today, it's different, because I really don't even know how they're doing accurate polling. I don't know how that works anymore. And you know, I do know they have some scientific measures that they use, but still yet, the phones today, just like you said, if you're just calling people, everybody's on a cell phone. So what you're saying is the true thing that's working right now is the face-to-face knocking on the door and asking for the vote.
Right, exactly. And trying to pull people, because, you know, when you actually talk to people about the issues, and you really do, like, you know, I asked this one voter, I said, are you concerned that Hillary Clinton has taken money from Syria? Well, the voter didn't even realize that and looked at me like that was bizarre. You know, these voters do not know, because the media is not reporting the news. reporting little snippets of something funny or strange that Donald Trump said, not the issues. So people do not know. When you go to their door, they really do not know that Hillary Clinton took this money from foreign governments.
Well, we just had our congressman on here, and our congressman did say here on the set that yes, that Congress the House is moving forward with these perjury, the discussions on perjury, but he actually said on my show here at 8:30 this morning that he thinks Loretta Lynch should resign today. So we're in a mess with those things. Now, what you're going to need to do, I want to wrap up. I know you're busy, got a busy day, but what we need to do is we're going to need to know from you, so I could start getting the word out to some people around here. When do you need the people? Because I personally think after the first debate. Now, George, my co-host here, doesn't think that Hillary will show up for the debate.
There'll be no debate. It's not going to happen.
But after the first debate, I think everything will come into play, and Donald Trump it'll be his to lose after that.
Right. Well, here's what's going on. I know that they're not going to pull out of Pennsylvania. If they're going to wait they are going to stay in Pennsylvania. All the Trump kids are primarily from Pennsylvania. They were born in New York. They spent most of their childhood and adult lives in Pennsylvania. They all have strong connections to this state. I don't see them giving up on PA that easily. I think that, after Labor Day, you'll see the Trump kids here probably day to day. So I just don't think they're willing to throw in the towel in Pennsylvania. And our chairman of our state Republican Party is very strong with Trump. He went to school with Trump at University of Pennsylvania School of Business. So we're not giving up on Trump. We're going to stay strong. We're not going to listen to the polls. We're going to go door to door. And I'll gladly get you information on where we need volunteers, what areas of Pennsylvania, and when we need them.
Send that to me, because I will start getting the word out to a lot of groups here. I will start putting the word out. I will actually probably put some information for them to contact you, even, because they probably will want to talk to you if I can. Do you mind me doing that? If I give
Oh, no, absolutely.
Okay. And
Yep.
I will tell them to get in touch with you. And but we'll just need to know the timing, because I'm for sure, like I started to begin with, they want you to believe, and please tell your Pennsylvania friends, it is not that close in Georgia. It is not. Mitt Romney won by 8 points. Trust me, Georgia's not going for Hillary Clinton, and she is not leading in Georgia. The AJC is not a leading indicator of what's going on politically in the state of Georgia. And they even are saying this morning that she's within 6 points of striking distance in Texas. Not going to happen. Just remember and tell your friends, they're doing that to keep red state volunteers from coming to help you. But
right, and they want to suppress the vote. And
Right.
it's working. I will tell you that a girl in my husband's office who works there said her mother's a Republican, but she's decided she just doesn't want to be involved because it's just so ugly. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to paint these really scary pictures of the election, that everyone's no good and they're both bad, so people don't feel energized to vote. It's all psychological.
Well, how come if Hillary Clinton hires somebody, it's okay? But if Donald Trump hires somebody, then it's a campaign shakeup. I mean,
Right,
the media,
and it's news.
Right.
Right.
Now, Paul Manafort did not get demoted. He is not the guy that wants to go on the plane 24 hours a day, 4 stops a day, and stand beside Donald Trump. He wants to work within the operation. But no, they're making it like he got demoted. And Leanne, what's her name? Julianne or Leanne, what's her last name? The new...
The pollster, yes.
She's on the plane, and she's going to let Donald Trump know everywhere he goes what's polling, what's working. And
Oh, that's great. And listen, I'm thrilled he picked up new people. Let me tell you, because I must be honest, I was quite frustrated last night, pulling my hair out, that he didn't speak during prime time. He's not getting the best advice. He should have taped Sean Hannity a lot earlier in the day, and he should have been at that podium at between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, not at 10:30. I'm telling you, the general election voters aren't watching at 10:30. They're struggling to watch Fox News at 10:30. That's not where he's going to be seen. Presidential is at prime time. And those are the kind of things I need better people or more people on board with his campaign, making sure he's doing these things right.
So anything we hear out of PA from the mainstream media or whatever they're called about Trump pulling out or talk about it, you want us to know that the reporters are actually trying to push people like you to say that.
Yeah, it's a false narrative. And again,
Okay.
Hillary would not be here if it was done. And she was back in Philadelphia. Why? She should have Philadelphia completely sewn up.
You know,
She
here's a
doesn't have to-
question that came up. I got a friend of mine, his name's Rick. I have to name him because I only have one, right, George? Good? Wake up.
One Rick friend.
One Rick friend. He's interested in why Biden's all of a sudden campaigning with Hillary. I mean, it's just interesting why Biden is all of a sudden campaigcampaigning with her.
Gives him
Because
something to
he's
do.
more popular and he's more charismatic, and it actually takes the attention off her negatives.
Okay. Okay, I can go with that. All right, well, listen, you got our number. You text me. I'm going to get some word out because I'm not nervous. I am not nervous at all about this. After the first debate, it'll be Donald Trump's to lose. Polls will come out that he's 10 and 11 points up in Georgia, and we'll get all these people up there to try to go door to door and help you out, okay?
All right, sounds great.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day and appreciate
All right.
your call.
You too. All right, bye-bye.
Sorry about the technical difficulty at the start of that, folks. And Cole, you did an outstanding job recovering, and We don't know 100% what went with the audio, but Cole did get it straightened out, and we're thankful that he did work on that. And I want to make sure I'm clear here. I mean, we're not Fox News, and we're not the biggest budget operation, and we don't have 5 and 6 soundboards. So we switched from a sound system that we were running on to play a little game with the congressman to taking a phone call, and it doesn't always work that smooth here. And but these guys do a great job, and I want to tell them how much I appreciate them. George, was that good information?
That was a wonderful interview.
Was
A
it
wonderful? Yes, yes.
Good
very
information.
It reinforces what we've been saying to everybody, confirms what we know, and Georgia is not going blue. It's going to remain red. Pennsylvania is going to scare the hell. It obviously is. Hillary's there again. It obviously scares them.
But here's the thing that I thought was very strong, is reporters are calling them, trying to get them to say something.
Yes, to validate their opinions.
Right, to validate their opinions. We're going to go to break on that. George hit a home run with that. We're going to come right back. We've got George's final thoughts of the day, and we're going to discuss a couple things going on in the Trump campaign, and also say goodbye to our good friend John McLaughlin that passed yesterday. I know if you're out there, George, you watched, didn't you? You watched the McLaughlin Group? You ever seen that show?
I used to watch it years ago when we had a black and white television and an antenna.
God, George. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back after these messages.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
gonna do with all that junk?
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
El Rey and Ellijay. El Rey Mexican Restaurant. Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings. Great prices, friendly service, and delicious Mexican cuisine. Patio dining available. Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1. Eat in or take away. Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
And folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show, and I'm here with my co-host, George McClellan. Let me just say, if you would like to sponsor our show, 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. Get in touch with us today. Get your commercial on our show or get your ad on fetchernews.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and check out our YouTube channel right at the top of our webpage. You can find those at fetchernews.com. Now, before we go to George's final thoughts, George and I were talking before the break. Folks, let me tell you something. This is an audio. I'm sorry, folks. I just wanted to pull up this Los Angeles Times, the race to the White House, Los Angeles Times. Donald Trump is within 1 point, according to the Washington Los Angeles Times. I wanted to pull that up. But let me get back here. Folks, we are working as hard as any group out there to stay informed and bring you information. Yesterday, the Trump campaign brought on a communications director. Where did they call? Jennifer Hazleton called me here because they know you want the information and they know we'll bring it to you. So we have a direct connection to the Trump campaign through their communication director here in Georgia. We have a direct communication. I don't know if you realize how strong, George, that information, you and I realize that we just got, it's on the ground.
It's on the ground, and it's running hard, you bet you.
It is not, and what I want George to repeat what he said. If you heard our caller, Lee Snover, on the ground there in the Lehigh Valley, which is over 1 million people, and she is the GOP chair of a county that has 300,000, that in an interview yesterday with a Philadelphia reporter, the reporter was begging her to validate what they wanted to do, right,
That's
George?
what I said, trying to validate the story, their story.
Their story.
Yep, not hers, not what's on the ground, their story.
Folks, you heard it here first, nowhere else, and we have it here, and George is going to repeat it over and over. We're telling you, if by any chance at all you hear any rumbling from the media or see anything that says Trump is pulling out of PA, you need to know reporters are begging people in the Trump campaign to get somebody to say that's happening. And it's not. They're excited. They need people door to door. You heard what I said there about Wisconsin, Scott Walker, and Georgia. I feel good because we're bringing people information.
We are indeed. She made a point too that was right. Trump needs to be on prime time, not 10 o'clock at night, because I watched the program, and when we turned it off, the Trump speech was just started. We were headed for bed, or I would have missed it.
I have to agree with her too. There has to be somebody that organizes this, and a little better than what Trump has going on right now. And with his adding, it's not a shakeup in the campaign, and that is so irritating to me. He's added pollster Kellyanne Conway. Kellyanne's going to be on the plane. It's not, everybody, is it too late? Is it this? No, it's strategic. To me, it's strategic, okay? Because Kellyanne Conway is going to be on the plane with Trump, okay? She is going to lay out everywhere they go all the data he needs for that general area. Have it ready, and when he goes out, timing's perfect. Hillary Clinton campaign, the picture of Hillary Clinton campaign is a picture of big government.
Yes.
The picture of Donald Trump's campaign is the picture of efficient government, period.
Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
George, at this time, what final thoughts do you have for us?
Well, let's stay in court. America for sale. America sold. Think Supreme Court, Supreme Court, Supreme Court. Hillary Clinton, corrupt Hillary Clinton, will fill at least 3, possibly 4 of those seats with Marxist-oriented, feel-good, probably gay lawyers with ACLU backgrounds who believe, like she does, that the U.S. Constitution is not relevant to our modern times and is so out of date that it should simply be ignored, if not relegated to the trash heap. Any such Supreme Court will enfranchise corruption as the norm for conducting government business. We've already had a taste of that. And why is that? Well, it's because they will simply ignore the Constitution, effectively relegating it to inconsequence. To work, Americans have got to know the Constitution and still believe that the Constitution and the rule of law matters, not what Marxist judge say what matters. The left has worked for decades for this moment, changing definitions, enfranchising deviancy, forcing our school children to accept it, challenging our Judeo-Christian moral codes, and enfranchising the odious tenets of Islam as an acceptable alternative to Christian values. If this is not true, then why do they have Islam role plays in schools? Because the Saudi Arabian government paid for it. Christianity, sold. Moral values, gone. Our culture, multicultural, tending to gangster rap and Islamic prayers. American values, sold and long gone. The Clintons and their reeking Clinton Foundation are the epitome of graft and corruption, greed and avarice. Obama's Department of Justice has been so corrupted by the Marxist political class that its only mission is to protect the political elites that rule and attack and destroy all opposition that threatens them. I also include most of our GOP representatives among the poisoned and corrupted politicians, those that want to help lead America to a one world government. They're safe so long as individual politicians, and that's the Tea Party, don't attempt to break out of the favors corral that enslaves them, and they know it. Integrity, bought and paid for. Hillary Clinton has already taken options from foreign dictators and international businesses to sell America by purchasing influence through our equally corrupt State Department, of which she was once the leader and set the pace. Sales do not necessarily go to the highest bidder. Her negotiations were not in the form of an auction, but rather massive bids for influence paid under the table on the potential of her becoming president of the United States. Sales for favors. Hillary selling America uranium to Russia through a Canadian businessman who bought favors is only one case in point. Has that trade deal been rescinded? I haven't heard that it has. Uranium for sale? Sold. The Obama administration resists all plans that would economically help America. It denied the Canadian crude oil pipeline, for example, the refusal to allow fracking and sale of fossil fuels abroad, and slamming the doors of the coal industry. All these exemplify his perfidy. Clinton has accepted money from the oil-producing Islamic Arab countries whose own goals are inimical to American interests. The Saudis spend to spread Islam with Wahhabism virtue. Sold. It's on our shores. How much money do the Clintons need? They should have enough by now. Remember, Hillary said that they were flat broke when she and Bill left the White House, also taking government furniture and paintings with them. And I think those have been, they were forced to return those. But that's theft and embezzlement, of course. But the Clintons escaped again. What could possibly be left for her to sell? Our advanced submarine plans, details in our fleet operations. Remember, Bill sold the Hughes Aircraft Intercontinental Missile Guidance System to the Chinese. Isn't it wonderful that so many Americans see Trump as cruel and callous, but Hillary as honest and trustworthy enough to become our commander-in-chief and president? And don't bet on it. Remember, freedom is the goal. The Constitution is the way. Go get it.
Thank you, George. I appreciate that, and we always appreciate your final thoughts. You can find George's final thoughts on FetcherNews.com under the opinion section. So you go to FetcherNews.com, click on opinion. You can find several of George's final thoughts that he has written and put on FetcherNews.com. If you would like to write letters to the editor or have an opinion piece that you would like to send us, send those to Chief at FetcherNews.com. We'll get them in our opinion section. That's open to all to participate. Just send those opinion pieces to Chief at FetcherNews.com. Now, before we go, don't forget at 10 o'clock, it'll be time for the Scott Farrell Show. Scott Farrell from 10 to 12. You don't want to miss that show coming up. Let me give a rundown, because something that came out this morning that we have tried to work on here. We're working on a several-part series concerning what took place with the publisher Mark Tomlinson, Judge Brenda Weaver, B. Allison Sosebee, the district attorney, and attorney Russell Stuckey. So we're working on that, but we see a media. So we can't differentiate when the media is moving a story in the direction that they choose to move it versus actual events and facts. And I'll tell you why I use that, because we had somebody from 1,000 miles from here call in and say that a reporter in Philadelphia was begging this individual yesterday to get this person because they know this person it would be big. Now, we wouldn't understand it here, but it would be big in the Philadelphia papers and the Morning Call in Northampton and millions of people. It would be big if they had Lee Snover say that Trump was pulling out of Pennsylvania. That's what they want to hear. That's what they want to put out for Hillary Clinton. So that in mind, that it truly does happen in the media, let's look around at some of the things. The AJC Political Insider. Donald Trump decides he'll finish the campaign his way. I am who I am. Okay, Donald Trump said pivot. He is tired of hearing people say pivot. He said every time you pivot, people do not think you're honest. So I, for one, am tired of hearing when Donald Trump's going to pivot. Donald Trump, I'm looking at the camera and ask you to stay who you are. Donald Trump has given probably three of the best speeches that anyone could hear for a candidate that is seeking the office of President of the United States. But no, they're talking about his pivot. Okay, that's top news. We have firsthand account that happens. Let's go over here to Huffington Post. Huffington Post. Trump implodes again. He implodes again. Fresh crew of crazies. Now, I have yet to see the Trump campaign have a something surrounding them where somebody may have gotten killed, like the DNC and Seth. Just saying. How come they're a new group of crazies? I've not seen anybody like the DNC, the RNC that's had to resign, all right? All of the above. But that's what it says, a fresh crew of crazies. Manafort demoted. He didn't get demoted. The campaign is going into the gear. I have told you, if nobody else will, and if you will not listen, I can't help it. I have told you, they have August to get rid of this guy. They know it. Their nerves are shot. Why is Hillary Clinton in Scranton? She was in PA 2 weeks ago and got the bounce. She's supposed to be walking away with PA. Why the hell is she there? Because, folks, they have August. If they do not bring Donald Trump down with the media's help or the media leading the way, they are toast. Because come September, Donald Trump is putting people strategically in place now that have to be in place ready to go. Now, I, for one, want to thank Donald Trump for bringing Kellyanne Conway on board. I do not think this is a new group of crazies. Look, Hillary Clinton, we got to get out of here in 2 minutes. Get ready for the Scott Farrell Show. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can find us here Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. And on Friday mornings, we are at Sycamore Crossings in Blue Ridge. But let me just say it like this. Hillary Clinton's, okay, campaign, all right? Hillary Clinton's campaign is the picture of, all right? Hillary Clinton's campaign is the picture of big government, okay? That's it. It is bloated. They are bragging about how many people they have on the ground. They are bragging about how many offices they have open, how much staff. Well, Hillary Clinton's campaign's got 1,000 people and Donald Trump has 100.
Shocking.
Hillary Clinton's campaign is the picture of a bloated government that you will get if you elect her. Donald Trump's campaign is the picture of an efficient government that you will get if you elect him. Folks, it's time to go for an efficient government. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Don't believe the polls. They're not true. Stay with us. Stay focused. We're the ones bringing you good information. Right, George?
Did you know today is Allison Sotheby's birthday?
I've seen that thanks to Facebook, right? If it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't even
never know.
I wouldn't know when mine was for Facebook. Yeah. So anyhow, in the great words of John McLaughlin, bye-bye.